Alright, full disclosure, I'm not a psychologist. Don't expect a 5-hour long analysis video on the first episode. Um, keep your expectations. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Bocchi the Rock is a show that has been on my radar for a while, ever since I've heard about it, and especially it shot up once, a lot of the buzz and a lot of the word of mouth saying that, like, how good it is. It lost a poll, so this is not really part of the schedule at all. In fact, I wasn't really planning on reacting to Bocchi the Rock. I was planning on just watching it on my own, but then I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna turn on my camera and I'm just gonna see how this all plays out. If this video performs well and you want to see me do more reactions to Bocchi the Rock, let me know. Let me know. Okay, if this video performs well and surpasses my expectations, then I'll maybe do the next episode. But keep in mind, once again, Bocchi the Rock is not part of the fixed schedule right now. So episodes and reactions will be out, whenever they're ready. But anyways, I think that's pretty much it for my intro. I don't think I have anything else to say. Like, I'm going in almost completely blind. The only thing I know is Bocchi is pretty relatable for a lot of people. She wants to be in a band, play some music, and maybe deal with some social anxieties. If you enjoyed the reaction, of course, hit the like, subscribe. Even though you haven't really watched the reaction, I don't know why I said that. Full picture-in-picture version in the description below. You're watching the timer-based version on YouTube, as usual. That's pretty much it for my intro. Enjoy the reaction. Oh fuck. Oh no. Nice transition. Of course, only hangs out with the teacher. Really nice transitions. The muted color tone. Bocchi, the only one that is really bright. Goto Hitori. Yep. And that's how she got the inspiration. Okay. That perspective shot. Bocchi's room is really colorful. Everything else was muted. Wow, everybody's looking at her. Yo, that riff is fucking cool. Shuts herself off in a closet. I like dark cramped spaces, so I bury my face deep in my hood, eh? This opening's really good. Like, the animation for it is spectacular. We'll talk about the lyrics after. All of these colorful characters. Drumming a lamenting forte. Back to the muted place. Who was she looking at? Oh, that shot. Everything frozen in time. Muted. And she goes. Uh, her say was pretty good. Ooh, love that. Just slowly transitions into a song. From Closet with Love. Guitar Hero. 10 comments is a lot. I mean, when you're starting stuff, you know, 10 comments is a lot. Ooh. Oh, that hit. Hakaboon? Kanaboon? I understand the reference. Was that a friend? Like somebody she knows? Who's that in the back? At the Lawson. Lovely angles. She is far away. Really hammering down like how isolated she is. Does not interact with everybody else. Shuts herself. Yeah, but it's not just about the outside Bocchi, it's about... Her say is really great. That's her. Yeah, these shots of Bocchi being alone, center frame, almost center frame. Is that the person in the Lawson again? Oof. Oh. Hey, congrats. Oof. Nope, a different person. Does not know how to socialize. EGG Nishika. Oh, yeah. Doesn't want to make eye contact, just glances a bit and voice intentionally going, deepening her voice. There we go. She didn't even say anything. Yeah, exactly. Oh, low self esteem. Yeah. Oh, that is so fluid. Eh, not really. But heartbeat, heartbeat. Daydreams. Yeah. Hmm. Oops. I'm sure this is all fate and destiny. That's the place in the opening. Again, these perspective shots. The way the characters foreshorten when they were moving. Could these be one of my people? They're just like... She actually said it. Rio. There was a lot of posters in the back. I'm sure there's a couple of references there that I missed. Why are you sorry? Wow, a lot of weirdos, quote unquote. Perfect for Hitori. Love the music playing in the back there. Oh, I just noticed this. Like Bocchi's whatever blocky things that are in Bocchi's head. Yellow and blue. Yellow and blue. New friends also yellow and blue. Slowly building up confidence. Oh, we don't get to hear it. Just cuts to black. So what are these reactions? Oh, oh no. Oh, I haven't seen that gag in a long time. It always works. Oh, that was great. She's in a trash can. Hmm. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, just chill. They are trying to give her more confidence, right? Like it's not a real full-on audience or whatever. It's mostly friends. Don't worry about it. True, you cannot force her. Understanding friends. The stammering in her voice. Blames herself. They know. That's me! Yeah! Oh, here we go. Yeah. Flattery. Praise me more. Ouch. Ouch. Does she not want to admit it? But I get it though. Hmm. Loneliness again. Muted colors. You gotta break free of that shell. You gotta break free. Oh my god. There we go. There's a lot of Japanese puns that I am r/slash whooshing right now. There it is. The key is to have fun. Hmm. The next time. Yep. We don't hear them practice. So we are hearing them for the first time when they're actually playing. Bocchi is really inside a box. But hey, you know, slow progress. Slow progress. Here we go again. It's that self-doubt. Oh. Again with these angled shots. Such growth. None at all. A group of misfits trying to make a band. Oops. But that was a really nice first episode. Goes out of the closet. Gets hit by a ball, but ignores it because not her concern. The animation for the CD is really good. And that's the first episode of Bocchi the Rock. Okay, so I've been writing a couple of notes for the past 30 minutes. It's not a lot, but it's like, a full page filled with a bunch of stuff that I want to talk about. Mainly, I want to talk about like the muted, desaturated scenes, some of the use of boxes, especially the use of colors, and of course, we're gonna end the discussion talking about Bocchi, her character as a whole. I didn't really wrote anything for that specific part. I feel like I'm just gonna talk more casually in that regard, as I probably skimmed through the entire episode once again. But let's just start with an initial review / impression. I think this first episode was really good. I think the animation was spot on. I really like Bocchi as a character. I really like her character and her predicament that she is in. For a lot of people, I can definitely imagine that she resonate with a lot of people. I can, even as somebody who used to be in that position, maybe not to this extreme, but personally, I can also kind of understand Bocchi, and I get it. I get it. She's just like me for real, as the Zoomers say. I think they did a really good job at portraying her character and her situation and her issues and how she deals with it and why she wants to break free of it. Because it is a hard task to do, right? Especially if you are in this age, right? The older you get, the harder it becomes. I'm not a psychologist, don't quote me on that. But yeah, overall, I think the episode was really good. I really enjoyed some of the animation. I really like some of the characters. The acting, the character acting was really good. The voice acting for Bocchi as well was spot on. I really love how the Seiyu kind of gave her this really lively personality despite her actual personality of somebody who is introverted and socially awkward. Great use of music. Some of the songs were really good. Didn't really stick out to me that much yet, but it does serves the purpose really well for this entire episode. So that's pretty much it for an initial first impression. Let's talk about some of the muted, desaturated scenes, specifically in the beginning of the episode. So we start the episode immediately. The first thing that I notice is how everything is desaturated. Everything is almost muted. There's a clear lack of color, right? Even if you look at some of these primary colors, right? Red, blue, yellows, greens, like they're all muted, right? Not entirely black and white, but they're all muted. Kind of gives this gray effect to it, even though it's probably more of a bluish tint. But I wrote that how some of the muted, desaturated scenes contrast heavily with Bocchi, especially in this shot right here. I don't think it's like I don't think you can like fully see the contrast because I had to like lower the opacity for the video on YouTube. But if you look at this in its like original version, then you can kind of clearly see like there's a clear stark contrast between Bocchi right in the middle and everything else. Like Bocchi's color just pops a bit more, right? Her pink hair, even her dark blue shirt is still brighter than a lot of the stuff that is in the scene, right? And I wrote here that the muted and desaturated scenes in my eyes symbolizes the world as Bocchi sees it and how disconnected she is because she feels like she doesn't belong there, right? And this first scene perfectly exemplifies it, right? She wants to play and she's like, hey guys, who's want to play with me? Nobody cares. Ignored. And she ends up all alone. And she looks at this and and the way she the way her character looks at all of the groups of people right as she is holding the ball, and then just drops it. I don't know about you, but to me, that kind of feels like her slowly accepting that, oh, this is how it is. This is normal, to say the least, right? Oh, nobody just wants to play with me. Okay then. Well, I guess I should just give up. Symbolizes with her dropping the ball. She drops the ball. The ball clearly, like the group of balls on the left clearly symbolizes like a lot of the friends that, you know, that she is looking at, and the single ball is of course Bocchi. I love this transition from the ball going towards her lunchbox. Really good way to like transition from scene to scene. It's a match cut basically. Of course, Bocchi is that person who hangs out with the teachers and not with her friends. Not to say that that is wrong, right? It is totally cool to hang out with your teachers, but the reason why this is a slight problem is that she is alone with the teacher. Nobody else is with her. It's not that she wants to be with the teacher. No, it's actually the other way around. It's the teacher who wants to be with Bocchi, right? The girl who ends up all alone in the picnic, swapping parts of her lunch with the teacher. Once again, framing. They are the only persons there. Everybody else having fun on their own. Bocchi just with the teacher. And I also wrote here, right, because of the muted, desaturated scenes, right, and this goes on, right, this goes on, even after she left school and goes back home, right. Even her house, right, desaturated. Everything is muted. Everything has a darker palette to it, except for Bocchi. Bocchi clearly pops out. But even back then, the way she is wearing her clothes, right, gray clothes, dark clothes. So it's almost as if Bocchi herself, at least in her head, is the only thing that is popping up. Everything else really, really desaturated. Later on, she watches a video with his dad, or the TV with his dad. Her dad, sorry. She realizes, she notices that this person, you know, who is also an introvert just like her, and he says, hey, you know, I joined a band. This gives her the motivation and the kind of like the slight push of, oh, maybe this is my calling. Maybe this could work. Moment of realization. She gets up. Love the animation work here. She goes up, again, love the angles. Really love the perspective shifts between a lot of these shots. She opens the door. And I wrote here how there is a slow progression in terms of like the color from muted and desaturated to more saturation, right? And this is like the first instance of it, right? Because before it's all gloomy, dark. Moment of realization, she goes up and it's all bright. Like actually bright. Like there's no filter anywhere. This is how it's supposed to be. She wants to learn more and more and more until, of course, later on, right? We see this progression, and by the end of this, she is just surrounded with color. Now, speaking of color, right? Because I did mention, like, I did wrote about a thing about colors, but we'll get to that later on. But let's talk a bit about her friends, just a bit, right? Because I wrote about the colored-haired friends, right? Blue, yellow. Now, if we go back here, right, to the very beginning where she was asking, like, hey, Does anybody want to play with me? Let me see if I can find a good shot of it. Here, right? All of these people, right? All of these friends that she wants to make in the beginning. They all have like normal hair, right? And of course you can attribute this to like it's anime, spot the main character. But to me, it also symbolizes like where Bocchi truly belongs. While yes, it is sad that she wasn't able to make friends here, I would also argue they're not the right fit for her. Let's skip a few scenes later to her in class. Now you see all of these people, right? Yes, their hairs are colorful, but they are also in a way desaturated. They don't pop off, you know, they don't pop, they don't immediately grab your attention, right? Because they're all of darker color. Bocchi is the only one who has a really bright pink color to it. And so, when we met her two friends, right, Ryo and Nijika, right? Ryo having blue hair, Nijika having yellow hair. That's a sign. That's a sign of, hey, we're like you in a way. We can understand you. And this is where she belongs. In a way, she found her people. And I also wrote, right, not only is this where she belongs, but this is also how she can improve and become less isolated. Because in most of these moments, right, where Bocchi is by herself, and she was unable to make friends, right? Again, she doesn't feel like she belongs there, so it's harder for her to break free of her social anxiety. But when she is with people, when she is with people who are, you know, like similar to her, or people who understands her, or people who genuinely cares for her, in this sense it is being symbolized by, you know, colored hair people. I know it's kind of weird, but this is a great first step for Bocchi, right? Because from here she can learn that, hey, not everything is bad. You can break free. You're not alone in this. And from these little social interactions with people that you can understand, you develop these what's the term I'm looking for? I actually don't know. But you develop these like you develop more courage. You develop more of a see, this is why I am not a psychologist. But you can develop more courage. You can develop more as a character. You can develop more as a person. You should become you would become less and less awkward. It would become normal for you to talk to other people, right? And from there, you can kind of go to the next step. And one day, maybe one day, you can get rid of your social anxiety. Trust me, I've been there, right? Making friends is hard, especially when you move from like school to school, because that kind of happened to me before, right? Where I have to say goodbye to my old friends during elementary, and then I have to go to a new place, a new school, a lot of different people. I don't know who they are. I don't know who these people are, right? And it's hard to fit in, right? But when you find that those friends that just gets you, and those people who you can truly trust and rely on, and you can get to hang with each other, it is special. It grows connection. It helps you grow as a person, right? We are, in a way, social beings. So just having that one friend where you can just hang out and just be free and be more easygoing and more outgoing. It helps build your character. It helps builds your person. It helps build your courage, and eventually you're not going to be full of anxiety anymore. Because I remember when before I would be shitting my bricks if I have to go alone, right? Because I don't know what to do, right? I have to talk to people that I don't understand. I don't have, or sorry, not understand. I have to talk to people who I don't know, right? Complete strangers. But once you kind of get past through that barrier, and then you realize that, hey, first of all, these people are people, right? Maybe they're the same. Maybe they're just hiding the fact that they are scared. But the fact that they are hiding it means that they have the courage to do it. And they're willing to look behind that and to move forward. And especially when you realize that, hey, not everybody knows what to do in life. We're just going with the flow. It is what it is. Like, you think your parents know it all? No, they don't. They're just like you. They're just trying their best to survive. Like, they don't know what's gonna happen next. Every day is always a learning experience for every people on Earth. But once you get that in your mind, and once you understand, and once you realize that, hey, you're not alone in this. Everybody is going through the same shit that you do. You should be fine. Don't worry about it. Anyways, next thing that I do want to talk about is boxes. So, I wrote that boxes here symbolizes framing. Sorry, that came out wrong. Boxes here are framing and symbols. So, obviously we're looking at here, Bocchi is inside a box. But if you go back to the very beginning, you will realize how much Bocchi is surrounded and trapped by a bunch of boxes. Look at the background. Boxes, boxes, boxes. Squares, rectangles. Look at here. Boxes. From the lights above. The ceiling. The windows. The lockers. The walls. It's all confined. Just like me. Look, I'm in a box. I am confined. I can't move. I can't go anywhere in this imaginary space. Bocchi is trapped, right? It's a prison. Or it could be your own little space. We move. A couple of scenes later, she is still inside a box. She is inside her closet, right? This is her own confined place. This is her own box. This is her own prison. But she is comfortable in it, right? She is comfortable in it. And that can be a bad thing. Yes, it is your own personal space. But if this is your only space, then it becomes a problem. Because now, instead of being your personal space, once again, it becomes a prison. And you need to obviously get out of it, right? How can you grow outside the box when you're trapped there forever? You need to break free of the shell. I wrote Bocchi is trapped. And the internet, her online personality, is also, in a way, her own personal space. Or a prison. This is a place where she belongs, or at least that's how she feels. This is a place where she can be free and she can do whatever she wants. But again, she is confined to that space alone. Yes, you are free in that space, but you can't really go anywhere outside of that space. Who are you? Right? Outside of her YouTube channel or OTube channel here, she is a socially awkward person with social anxieties, who is introverted, who doesn't have any friends. And that stark contrast from, you know, when she said like, oh, I got 30,000 subscribers. Yeah, but they're viewers. Are they your friends? Now we're talking about parasocial relationships. If you're watching this, you're a really kind person. I love you. I love the fact that you are watching my videos. But again, I'm just a content creator. You're a viewer. That is it at the end of the day. So it breaks a character. If these are your only friends, these random names on YouTube, people that you really don't know about, people that you only interact with through texts and comments. And again, nothing wrong with that. But if they are your only friends, if these are your only forms of social interaction, it can drag you down. Because these interactions does not equate to real life interactions at all. Like, I think that's pretty obvious. But there are some people who would neglect that and say, no. These are my friends. They can be your friends. They can. But only socially interacting with other people through the internet and only the internet can be a dangerous game. Again, if you are... If for some people, totally fine. But for others, especially people kind of like Bocchi, it could also be a problem. You're digging your own grave. I don't know what else to say except touch grass. But anyways, the boxes symbolizes trying to read my own words. But the symbolic framing of the boxes eventually manifests itself into an actual box right towards the end of the episode. Bocchi is now inside a box. What I said, right, is exactly what Bocchi is going through right now. Bocchi feels like she can do anything inside the box. She feels free. But she also realizes, nah. And it's interesting because Bocchi she is self-aware of her situation. She wants to grow. She wants to break free of the box and just get out. But it's hard for her to do it because, again, how much comfortable it is. She feels at home inside this box. That is why I said the box, instead of being your personal space, can become your prison. You may feel fine inside it. That just means that you can't get out. And that's the scary part, and that is what I was trying to say, right? And she needs to break free. Last thing that I wrote on my notebook is the use of color, specifically primary colors. Those stick out like a sore thumb, and it's pretty noticeable, and it's pretty understandable why that is the case, right? Primary colors, what are they? Red, blue, yellow. What are the colors of Bocchi's accessory? That's right, yellow and blue. Yellow and blue from the very beginning. Bocchi only has one major color, and that is pink. Let's see if I can find like a good example for this. But yeah, mostly pink, right? Pink hair, pink tracksuit, all pink. Granted, it really sticks out, but it is also dull and unordinary and mundane. It's pink, but it's only pink. It's only one color. That's it. Pink color, I wrote, also symbolizes her shyness and her innocence. How dull it is, how unordinary, and how mundane she really is. But once again, we go back. I'm sorry if the discussion is all over the place, but we go back. Trying to find like a good shot to anyways, the yellow and blue hair accessory. Ever since she was a child, I wrote, and this is my own interpretation, but it symbolizes her desire to make friends, but of course she could not because of her introverted personality and her social anxiety. Scene 1. Who wants to play with me? Nobody does. She is the only person who is in color, pink. Blue and yellow symbolizes that she wants more to her life. She doesn't just want to be pink all the time. She wants more people to come into her life, but obviously she doesn't know how to do it. Going back to some of the thing that I was talking about, like boxes, right? Look at the things behind her. All boxes. And then enter Nijika and Rio. Let's talk about Nijika for a second. So, we first met her here during this very gloomy day for Bocchi. She is alone in the park, sitting by herself in the shadow. And then all of a sudden, this girl just magically comes in. All bubbly, fun, energetic. Notice the colors of her character design. They're all primary colors. Red, blue, yellow. If you notice, like, the park itself, let me go back just a bit. Like, if you notice, like, the park itself, right? You got the blue hues over here. You got the yellows. There's bit of green, and of course the red and yellow and blue. I don't know what these are called. I've seen them all the time, but I always forget about what these are called. But anyways, Nijika, great example of her character design, right? Consisting of mostly primary colors. And she, of course, because of that, she is the reason that Bocchi gets out of her first shell. Grabs her. Hey, let's go. Of course, Bocchi didn't really agree, but the introvert that she is, she just goes along with it. Now pair that with the Rio, who is blue, but is also mostly black, which symbolizes her colder attitude. So all of these characters, right? All of these character designs, all of these colors that the animators and the people and the designers pick and choose, they're not random. They all serve a purpose. It all perfectly encapsulates and perfectly talks about like each of these characters and their personalities. And that's really, really good. This isn't just in Bocchi, like in almost every show, movie ever, like there's always a reason or a meaning behind almost everything. But, you know, usually it's not that obvious. Here in Bocchi, it's completely obvious. It is right there. And I completely notice it. So those are the 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Just three main points that I wrote in my notebooks. So I'm just gonna spend the last section of this discussion just to talk about Bocchi and her character in general. I mentioned in the beginning, again, like those are stuff that I wrote. The things about Bocchi I just want to talk about by myself. So this will be a mostly casual discussion with no like notes to help me out. Once again, I think they did an excellent job at portraying Bocchi and her character. Like, from the very beginning, it is immediately noticeable, like how not only is this, I mean, you can't really blame on Bocchi in this regard, right? Because not only does Bocchi express his desires to befriend people, but it's also the fact that people just don't want to approach her at all. That's like another main problem, right? And this developed early on in her life. It is, let's just say, if things happen early on in your life and you keep experiencing it and you don't change it, it's just gonna carry over, and it's just gonna get worse and worse. Love the framing. Once again, love this shot. Muted, desaturated, Bocchi. The only character, right? She only feels like she is the main. Well, not really, but all of these stuff that she said, right? Her monologue about like, yeah, I'm the kid who misses her chance ending up all alone. I'm the girl who ends up alone at a picnic. I'm that person who eats with the teacher. I'm that person whose smartphone is filled with nothing but messages from her parents. Yeah, pretty relatable. pretty relatable to a lot of people. So I can understand why a lot of people really like this show, because I feel like a lot of people can immediately not just relate to Bocchi, but like resonate with her. And I think that's a really major compliment that you can give towards a show and their writers. I know this is an adaptation of a manga, so I should be like complimenting the mangaka. But when you have a character that not only your audience understands, but also your audience can resonate with, you have the power to change people's lives. Like legit, if you can make people not just relate but fully resonate with your character, then you as a writer, you have the ability to change those people's lives for the better, right? Through the development and the writing of said character. Like if somebody who is introverted, if somebody who is shy, filled with social anxiety once again, and they can resonate with Bocchi, and they can understand Bocchi, and if you, the writer, manage to make Bocchi develop into a character that breaks free of her shell, you can inspire people. And that's like the beauty of art and animation and storytelling in general, right? You can influence people. And again, in the hands of the wrong person, it could be really bad. But in the hands of a good person, in the hands of a good writer, you can inspire people. You can change people. What other people fail to when other people fails to help you because, you know, they're not you, they don't know your suffering, they don't know your pain, they don't know what what you've gone through, they don't understand you completely. When those people fail, somehow a fictional character can. And I think that's beautiful. It's beautiful because it showcases how people's imagination can really influence other people. Because whoever the mangaka is, whoever like the people in charge of writing this, you know, they can be like a completely different person. But the fact that they can create a character, write them, and make people relate to them, once again, I think it's beautiful. And this is why I think storytelling and art is like the pinnacle of human imagination and human invention. That sounds really pretentious. Moving on. Going back to some of the boxes things that I was talking about, right? Bocchi in a box, right? The framing. Even here, when she is looking at herself in the mirror, she is still confined in the box. But at this point, it's more like her personal space, right? She feels happy that she is in here. But 3 years later, if that is the only place that you've been in, then it becomes a problem. Shuts herself off. Confines herself. As if being confined in her own room is not enough, she needs to be confined in her wardrobe. I did mention, like, I did recognize like some references in the back, like references to Kanabun, right? For you know, like band references. I don't know how many others are there, but like Kanabun is like the only one that immediately recognizes with me simply because of the name. I don't think I want to read and look at the opening that much, but I think, you know, the opening itself kind of exemplifies again like her struggles. The lyrics pretty much showcases like her feelings. It's a really good opening. Like I love how colorful it is and how imaginative the opening's direction is. Really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. And this shot in the opening, I really like. This shot where Bocchi looks, everything stops in time. Muted colors, boxes everywhere. Title drop, and she walks away. Like there's so many, like there you can interpret it, you can interpret this in many ways, right? To me, I think the hopeful thing that you can look at this is how Bocchi sees all of this, right? The muted places, like all of these people, and she realizes that sometimes you don't have to be friends with everybody. Maybe they are not for you, you know, and that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to be friends with everybody. But if you find your like those people that you can truly call your friends, I think that is more cherishable and that is like way more important. That is exactly what happened to Bocchi at the end of this episode. So Bocchi walks away. She leaves the past behind for a future filled with color and music. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. From the Closet with Love. Working late at night, all that stuff. Yeah. It all tracks to a lot of what people would, to a lot of what introverted and, you know, people with social anxiety would do. So yeah. Once again, love the shots where Bocchi is all alone. Symbolize, like, really hammers down like how isolated she is and how she feels. Especially when we are contrasting her with everybody else who's like talking with other people. Like everybody is in their own groups, except for Bocchi. Yeah. Kita-chan is gonna be in their band because she is in the opening, obviously. The colorful character comes into her life. Can't really say anything, but she got dragged on anyways. Goes into the room filled with a lot of people who, in a way, is kind of like Bocchi, but they're more outgoing, of course. I forgot like to talk about like some of the comedy. I think the comedy in this episode was really good, like really good. So many good shots of Bocchi being alone, like they're just like hammering down, like, hey, mm, mm, mm. Do you get it? Do you get it now? Do you get how lonely she is? Do you get it now? But these feelings of like self-doubt and just blaming herself, right? Just, it's not your fault, it's not people's fault, it's not the world's fault, it's my fault. You know, like that is the one thing that a lot of these people are, but you know, people who are like Bocchi, yeah, they tend to blame themselves for anything that is wrong because they have really low self-esteem, and they really need to change that, because not everything is always your fault. You gotta learn to accept yourself for who you are, and of course to have some self-confidence, because that is what Bocchi needs. She is lacking self-confidence. She needs that. And the only way for her to achieve that self-confidence is, of course, if she breaks out of the box, gets out the shell, and performs as her true self. She walks home at night, and even bumping at other people, she would go, "Sumimasen, sumimasen, gomenasai." But that just goes to show like how kind she truly is. And that was the end of the episode. This ending was also pretty good. I think that's pretty much it for my short little discussion for episode 1 of Bocchi the Rock. Again, I wasn't really planning on reacting to this at all. In fact, I put it up on a poll and it lost tremendously to Mob Psycho. So I was just planning on watching this on my own, but decided to record it regardless. So depending on how this video goes, how this performs, and how much people actually want to see me more, then I'll probably do more. But once again, this is not part of the main schedule. Episodes will be out whenever they're ready. So I can't really like I can't really guarantee that you know, like the next episode of Bocchi is gonna come out like next week on this exact same day, because of what I just said. Anyways, thank you all so much for tuning in, hearing my awfully rambling discussion. If you do enjoy it, hit the like, subscribe, share the video. That's all for me. Let me know in the comments what you all think, and I will see you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye.